Hi, I'm Tauni at Yoga 413, and today I'm going to be leading you in a Heart Opening Vinyasa Flow practice, spending the class time opening up the front of the body while we strengthen the back, which is so very important to do. I hope you enjoy this class. If you do, consider hitting that like button, commenting, or even sharing it with a friend. I'd really appreciate it. So when you're ready, let's get started. So we're going to begin our class today in a child's pose, taking the knees wide, feet are touching, just lower on down into your pose. Closing the eyes, softening the face. Begin to draw all your awareness to your body and your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. As you inhale, breathe deeply into the back. Exhale, release, drawing the belly in. With every exhale, I encourage you to let go of any distractions or anything that's weighing on your mind today, choosing to set it aside during your time on the mat, remaining present and focused. Simply breathe. I invite you to set a personal intention for your practice today, your why. Then begin to reach your arms forward for extended child's pose, gently spreading the fingers wide. Begin to lengthen through the back side of the body. Begin to rise up onto all fours into a tabletop, flowing through cow and cat, moving with the breath as you inhale, opening the chest. As you exhale, round the spine. Again, inhale, open, shoulders slide down the back. Exhale and round. Moving with your breath at your pace. Just beginning to move through the vertebrae of the spine. Let's do one more cycle of breath. Then find that neutral spine. Begin to walk the hands forward and drop the chest lower to the mat for puppy dog pose. Actively pressing into the hands. Begin to lift and walk the hands back. Tucking the toes, let's press the hips up for downward facing dog. And gently begin to pedal out your feet, all the while observing the body, observing the breath. Then when you're ready, find stillness into your pose. Begin to step the feet forward to the top of your mat. Deeply bending the knees, placing the belly on the thighs. Relax. Allow the top of the head to reach for the floor. As you begin to open up through the back side of the body. Begin to cradle your elbows in the opposite palms and add movement if you wish. And then once again, find stillness. Releasing the elbows, we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Arriving in mountain pose with palms forward. Begin to reach your arms up over your head. And then pause and draw back, opening up the chest just a small amount. Bring the eyes back forward and hands to the heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up, gaze up. Swan dive, fold forward. Coming into your half lift with a flat back, gaze forward, and then come into your forward fold. As you inhale, rise all the way up to stand with a straight back this time, bringing the hands to the heart center. One more gentle back bend, taking the hands to the low back for support. Take those eyes up and draw the elbows towards each other as you gently open up the chest. Begin to bring those eyes back forward, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Swan dive, fold forward. Inhale to that flat back, half lift, and fold. Stepping back to plank pose. Shifting forward and lowering all the way down to the mat. Taking the hands wide and onto the fingertips, lift into a baby cobra pose. Slowly come down. Again, inhale, this time gaze over the right shoulder. And come down. Switching sides, inhale, lifting, looking to the left. Releasing down. Bringing the hands by the chest, cobra pose, elbows in. Press back to downward facing dog. Take 3 long, deep breaths. On that next inhale, look forward and step to the top of your mat. Half lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, rise up to stand. Reach your arms up, bringing the hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flatten the back, half lift, and fold. Stepping back to plank pose. Shift forward, lower down all the way to the mat, elbows in. Taking the hands wide, tops of the feet onto the mat. Inhale, lift into that cobra pose. And come down. This time, as you lift and look to the right, can you bend your right leg? And release. Moving slowly, same thing, other side, lifting up. And release. Bringing the hands by the chest, peel up for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And one more breath. On your next inhale, begin to stretch the right leg up for one leg dog, pointing that toe, lifting. Find balance. Begin to come forward, draw that knee to the chest, and lift away from the mat. Taking the eyes between the hands, step that foot forward, dropping that back knee to the mat. Be sure front knee is over ankle as you begin to rise up. Exhale, release into those hips. Begin to take that right hand down either to the waist, the floor, or a block, and stretch through the left side. Begin to lift up, and now we're going to switch sides, switching that right arm up and stretching through that side body. Taking the hands down, we're going to straighten our forward leg, coming into a half split as you hinge forward from the waist and pull the toes back. Begin to rebend that knee coming forward. Lift into one-leg dog, taking that right leg up high, bend that knee. Allow that hip to open and relax into that left heel. Squaring the shoulders. Begin to straighten that leg and step forward. Remember to draw that knee through the chest to create space. Rise up into warrior lunge. Now sweep your arms behind the back, binding the hands, open up the chest, and either keeping your eyes forward or begin to add that back bend as you take the eyes upward. Lead with your eyes as they come back forward. Reach your arms up. Taking the hands down to the mat, lift back up to one-leg dog, bend that knee, open it up. Choose to stay or flip over into Wild Thing, pressing the hips up. Turning your gaze back to your mat, stepping into downward facing dog. Lifting that left leg up, take that stretch, release into that right heel. Draw that knee through the chest and pause here in this high plank. Lift away from the mat. Then turn those eyes forward and step that foot between the hands, dropping that back knee. Lift up into your kneeling warrior lunge. Taking the left hand either to the floor, a block, or onto the waist, and stretch through that right side. Lifting up, taking the right hand down, stretching through the left. Rise up, taking the hands down, moving into your half split. As you pull those toes back, begin to come back forward, plant the hands, one-leg dog, opening up by bending that knee, relax into that right heel. Try to level out your shoulders, pressing equally into the hands. Begin to lengthen the leg up, draw that knee through the chest, stepping forward, crescent lunge. So remember to keep drawing those low ribs in, binding the hands, switching the grip as your option. Lift up, and then maybe take your gaze more upward, adding more of that back bend shape. Open your heart up. Eyes come back forward, arms up over the head. Taking the hands down to the mat, lift up one-leg dog, bend that knee, open everything up. Staying or flipping over into Wild Thing. Pressing those hips up and back. Pressing those hips up. Eyes come to the mat. Flipping it back over, stepping into downward facing dog. Begin to bend the knees, look forward, step or float to the top of your mat. Lengthen the spine and fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Bringing the hands to the heart center. We're going to move into dancer pose, so balancing on the right foot. We're going to start in a simple quad stretch, so just find your balance. Then open the shoulder, grabbing on the inside of the foot as you reach up and actively press the foot into the hand for dancer pose. Begin to come up, reach up, move the feet together, bend your knees, hands to heart for chair pose. Extending your arms up, keep sinking into chair. On that next inhale, return to a standing position. Balancing on the left, move into the quad stretch to begin. Finding balance. Opening up the shoulder, grabbing the inside of the foot as you press and lift, dancer pose. Returning to standing, bringing the feet together, hands to heart, bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Good, extend the arms, reach. Bringing the hands back to the heart center. Let's balance into balancing chair. Lift your heels away from the mat. Your feet are together, knees drawn together. Slowly begin to lower all the way to your mat. Take your hands down if you need to. Roll down, right into boat pose. Careful not to hold the breath. Good, let's grab onto the thighs, roll down onto the mat, plant those feet. They are hip distance apart, right under the knees. Taking the hands to the sides, press your hips up into bridge pose and walk your shoulders together, adding a bind or grabbing onto the wrist. Just open up the chest. So you are welcome to stay here for about 3 more breaths, or if wheel pose is in your practice, take the hands right by the ears. If you can get your palms down and the elbows are straight up, then you are ready, I believe, to press up. If you feel comfortable pressing up into your wheel pose. 1 more breath, then slowly come down out of your pose, dropping the knees wide into reclining butterfly, just hands resting on your midsection. Lengthen out your breath. We're going to try those poses 1 more time. Just settle in. Check in with the body. Let's try it 1 more time. So bringing the feet right underneath the knees. Arms to your sides to begin. Pressing up into bridge pose. Open up your chest. Interlace. Choose to stay or hands to the ears. Pressing up with the option to lift up onto the balls of the feet and press back. Careful not to hold the breath. And slowly come down, this time hugging knees to chest. How did you do? I bet you did great. Just a gentle rocking little massage here for your back. Begin to rock forward and back. Gain momentum, have a seat. Extend the legs forward. Let's do a counter pose for all that back bending. So sit up tall, exhale, hinge over, stretching through that low back now. Coming into your forward fold. Begin to roll down. Nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Pull that right knee into the chest. Give it a nice pull down. Now drop it out to that right side and lift it up. Loosening through that hip joint. And now take it across the body for your spine twist, turning to gaze down that right arm. Coming back onto your back, extending the leg. Left knee comes in, give it a nice pull. And then just begin to drop it out to the side and open a few times. Then up and over into your spine twist. Coming back onto our back, hug the knees into the chest one last time. Then extending the legs out for Shavasana. Palms up, eyes closed. Relaxing, letting go. Find stillness, find peace. I'll be back with you in just a moment. So you're welcome to hit that pause button and stay a little longer. Or if you're with me, begin to add movement gently. Fingers and toes. Then when you're ready, rolling to that right side with knees bent. Pausing. I'm grateful for our time on the mat and acknowledge anything else you're grateful for today. Then helping yourself up to have a seat. You did amazing. I really appreciate you joining me for class. Let's reach the arms up over the head. Bringing the hands to the heart center. And from my heart to yours, Namaste. You guys have a blessed day, and thanks again for joining me. Hope to see you again soon.